Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a midweek edition of the All-22 Coaches Film Breakdown. I'm Jason Sarney of PhinManiacs, and I have, of course, my co-host, the quarterback in the room, Jay Fiedler. How you doing, Jay?
Jason, I'm doing well today. How are you?
Doing okay, and we're going to take a look at, last Sunday's game against the Jets. It was a 20-3 victory, but, of course, what the All-22 helps us see, bunch of positives, bunch of negatives, and you're going to start us off with, which is what's kind of becoming a theme, is the Dolphins against man coverage. And
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I think the last two games you saw it, highlighted a lot against Denver and against the Jets. Both teams lined up on defense and played a ton of man-to-man defense. Now, partly, Denver ordinarily plays a lot of man anyway. Jets kind of mix it up a little bit, but some of the success that teams have had in man coverage against the Dolphins, and something we touched about earlier in the week is their lack of depth at playmakers, especially down the field, is something that is going to push teams to continue to doing it, coming up, pressing Dolphin receivers, forcing them to make a play and putting pressure on the pocket on the quarterback, whether it's Tua or Fitz in there, and making them make those tight window throws, which, we talked about is something that I think you said the Dolphins lead the league in throwing to receivers in tight windows. So, I'd like to see, them be able to get more separation, and we'll touch base a little bit throughout the analysis here on some of the things that they can do to help themselves out on that. But the focus of the analysis today is going to be really their third down offense, third down plays against the Jets.
Now, one third down play, I can remember in the best sort of positive was the Gesicki touchdown. But in terms of how you want to start off your third down analysis, what do you have in mind?
Well, we're going to run through, pretty much aside from the short yardage plays, and the late game plays. We're going to run through just about every third down play from the end of the third quarter here down through end of the first quarter, down through the end of the third or beginning of the fourth. Got about 9 or 10 plays to go through, and we'll touch base within some of those plays on some of the man-to-man routes and things that they could do with the receiver position. Also touch base just on protection schemes and things that they did well, and some of the things that they missed on Sunday as well.
Perfect. And that's the value of the eye in the sky kind of look at this. You really see what the broadcast picture does not. So this is kind of one of my more exciting portions of the week, is really kind of diving into this film here, Jay.
Well, yeah, and like we do each week, we're going to analyze this like the coaches and players do. We'll have some critiques, we'll have some things that we think that they could do a little bit better. Some of the things that we recognize that they're doing well, also. So I'm going to get right into it, starting off with it's a 3rd and 2 situation. Down here on the 37-yard line. This is towards the end of the first quarter. The first couple third downs, as I said, they were in short yardage. They brought in the extra linemen. They had a short yardage run, which they made the first down, and they had the bootleg, which they missed on, which ended up going into their fourth down penalty before the field goal initially. So we're going to start right up here. It's 3rd and 2. I believe this is their touchdown drive going forward here. Oh no, this is the field goal. The end of this. Okay, but we're going to go here. It's 3rd and 2, and one of the themes that showed up throughout, and like we talked about, lots of man-to-man defense. And they changed it up depending on the down and distance on what they did, but some of the things that they showed came back time and time again as the game goes on. So we're going to start off here. Okay, they're in an empty set. You got 3 receivers up here on top. Good splits out here. A tight set over here on the bottom of the screen. Okay, indicating to defenders, a lot of times with those tight splits, you know, you're going to expect some out-breaking routes potentially, or some quick crossers coming across. Okay, but one of the things I'm going to show here, just in this first play, and this is more a scheme of the play, but it comes up in some other plays as well, is that the Dolphins are running against man-to-man and what I call kind of every man for themselves. And what I mean by that is every receiver is trying to win one-on-one against their defender. And what you're not seeing enough of when they get into man-to-man, especially when they get into tight, you know, press man, is you're not seeing a whole lot of rubbing. You're not seeing a receiver help the other receiver out by angling and helping set up a quick crossing route in that. Now this play is just all scheme. You know, this is what you're going to see here is a triple slant up top, okay, and then you got a quick out from the outside receiver. Gesicki's on a deeper out, probably a flag route that he flattened off towards the sideline because of the tight coverage. But Fitzy does a great job on this play, and one of the things that the other thing that you see, you know, especially with Fitz in the ball game, when teams do go to man, he's looking at two guys. He's looking at Parker and he's looking at Gesicki, because those are the two guys when you come up and, you know, run your all for yourself routes. You know, those are the two guys that you expect to win the one-on-one battles. You know, again, I'd like to see them, you know, get the ball to some of their other, you know, speed playmakers by utilizing some of the things that I just talked about, you know, with some rubbing, you know, some crossing routes, as well as I'll touch base in what they could do with their running back coming out of the backfield too. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get right into it. Forward. Good job by Fitz. He actually looked up here at Parker. He had a chance to hit him over here, but he saw that the Jets were in their robber coverage. Okay, one robber. We talked about that, I think, last week. You got a free safety, extra man in the middle here, looking for any of the in-breaking routes. So when he sees this guy over here in a position to crash on Parker, although he could have stuck it to him right there, he comes off it. He knows he has Gesicki one-on-one on the backside, and there's a great reset by Fitz, putting the ball right on target. A great throw. And Gesicki did a nice job of opening himself up on this route. You see a great angle of it from the end zone camera. Of Fitzy looking to the right and then resetting back quickly and delivering a dime over on the sideline to Gesicki. Looking there, resets quick. Boom, right on the sideline. Great ball on the outside. Lets Gesicki run to it and get positive yardage. Okay.
He doesn't make that decision. That could have even been a pick going the other way if it was a poor throw on that first read. So really great read, great game.
Yeah, well, tremendous. Really, like I said, I think he could have stuck that into Parker. You know, would have been more of a bang play. Where Parker, you know, gets it and gets hit right away. Another tight window throw that you know, that the Dolphins have been doing a lot of lately. But again, great job of Fitz having a little time in the pocket, getting a quick reset, getting the ball out to Gesicki. This one again, okay, this is a 3rd and 5, another somewhat short yardage situation. Okay, and again, you see the Jets get up into man-to-man situation. All right, this time they go 4 wide. They get out of the empty set. They get the back in the backfield to help out a little bit with protection. And what you're going to see here is they're going to be a 2-man defense. Okay, they're going to have 2 safeties over the top, and everyone pressing underneath is going to try and kind of undercut their receivers to play underneath it, to look for that quick throws. Now, against a 2-man defense, okay, your vertical routes are tough because you got help over the top with the safety, and you got the defender who's really playing underneath coverage in man-to-man, kind of a trailing technique most of the time against the receiver. So, you know, what's good against this type of defense are your horizontal crossing routes, where you could get up in here, you give him a little shake to the outside and run across the field. So here we're going to just get into it right here. They do a nice job here with the motion up top, bringing Gesicki into the inside, okay? And then they actually do a decent job over here, and I think this was either Grant or Perry over here in this position of setting up his defender and coming right off the butt of Gesicki. Now, one of the things, you know, that Gesicki could have done a little bit better of is instead of running his route straight at his man, okay, knowing that there's help over the top, and in this situation, seeing that it's two-man, okay, and understanding the concept of the game, you know, getting the ball into this guy's hands on a quick crosser is key. All right, 3rd and 5, and these are the plays right here. If you could get a little bit of separation, okay, get a little bit of a rub off of this defender over here and hit him in stride running away. Look at all the room in the middle of the field, all right, for the catch and run afterwards. Okay, now again, okay, nice job, and you see the separation that he has here. Okay, but Fitz is looking again, it's man to man. He's looking for his guy Gesicki. Okay, but that's a tough coverage to throw kind of a flag route over the top, because you got underneath coverage, you know, from the underneath guy, and then you got a safety sitting over the top, and you can see right there. Okay, I mean, that's without a hard rub. Okay, that's just with the receiver utilizing, you know, his speed and coming off the butt of Gesicki and doing a good job of setting himself up that way. But you can see the separation right here. Okay, this is daylight in the NFL. Okay, normally on crossing routes, you see this guy a lot closer. Okay, on a 3rd and 5 situation, this is a money throw right here. If you could put it to him in stride, like I said, from the other angle, you got the whole middle of the field. If he could catch that and explode bursting away from this defender, there's a lot of yardage to be gotten on that. Okay, again, he goes to this one. He likes his guy, you know, 88 over there on the outside. You know, but sometimes, you know, you got to come off them and understand the situation, understand, you know, the coverage schemes and what your best options, you know, could be with that.
It would be nice with that daylight of separation. You said it, that yard, that's daylight. And if you can get that 5-yard little dump pass to create 20 yards of yards after the catch, I think that's what's really, really, really missing is the home run plays, but minimal arm home run plays. You know, get the ball out, let the receivers do their job.
Yeah. And then one of the other things I want to just touch base on, and, you know, this is a theme that came up in how the Jets attacked with pressure on 3rd down situations. Okay, anytime you saw a running back in the backfield over here, I think this is Laird over here on the right side. What the Jets were doing a lot of in their blitz is kind of what's called like a green dog blitz, where they'll have one of their middle linebackers blitz over where the running back is. Now, the running back releases through the line of scrimmage, okay, that backer who's blitzing through the inside has him in coverage. If the running back comes to the outside, goes outside the tackle, this outside defensive end is going to pick him up, okay, and kind of peel off. So he's coming upfield on a rush, but if the running back comes out to him, he's going to peel off. And you can see that happen a lot. Chan actually does a nice job later in the game of you know, seeing that and coming back to a run play, which you know, which works really well against this type of pressure. Okay, but one of the things I would have liked to seen them do is also utilize this back coming out of the backfield a little bit more. Okay, whether it's running them on a wheel route to the outside or running them, attacking them outside and coming back to the inside, because what you end up seeing is, as we go forward, okay, we're going to stop it right here. I'm actually going to draw a little bit. You see this linebacker right here, okay, he's peeling out and rushing this way. So if the running back would have come to the inside over here, he'd pick them up, and they run a little stunt game with their linemen to allow this backer to come in over the top. Okay. Now, once the running back releases to the outside, all of a sudden this defensive end peels off and plays him in man. Okay. So you can see if you go back just a little bit. If we go back to just a little bit here, okay, this guy on the end of the line of scrimmage, he's in a rush mode right now. So he's coming up the field. Okay, so you're asking him on defense to rush up the field and then try and peel off. Now that's a tough situation, okay, to play defense in like that. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, they could have done to combat that, and this might, you know, come up, you know, in their offense later on to help them out, is, you know, you can see the lane here. If running back attacks to the outside and then cuts back to the inside, look at all this room right in here against the backer who's starting on an upfield rush. Okay. And then you have everything protected. Right tackle does a really nice job of squeezing back in, okay, and protecting this this linebacker scraping around. Okay, later on in the game, this didn't happen, and it was you know, a tough situation for Fitzy in the pocket. Okay, but I wanted to just touch base on that because that's something that you're going to see a lot of as we go forward in this film.
Yeah, it just seems that there's a lot of just nuance to this offense that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. This is where you find it.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to fast forward here to what we talk about, the touchdown play. It's the 3rd and 8 play. Okay, now this is the same exact play that they just ran. Okay, same exact play, just the opposite side. Okay, Gesicki on short motion coming to the inside. He's got a flag route over the top. Outside receiver is going to rub coming in underneath, and you got your running back releasing out to the flat. Okay, now the difference here is, you know, in the last coverage, it was a 2-man, so you had safeties up over the top in a cover 2-man, so safeties were helping up over the top. Okay, and underneath coverage was playing, you know, the man coverage was playing underneath the receivers. Now what you see is this is cover 0 look, what they call cover 0, is where they're blitzing everyone. They're playing man across the board, blitzing everyone else that's out there. Okay, and you see this happen a lot of times down in the red zone over here. They end up playing their man-to-man coverage at about 6 to 8 yards deep. Okay, because they're expecting to try and jump on the short routes here. Okay, but also expecting to get pressure quickly on the quarterback so that he has to get rid of the ball quickly, okay, before they can really get those downfield throws. Okay, now as we go forward, okay, Gesicki again, okay, he's going to come out, and now with cover 0, okay, you're not really worried as much because this becomes your number 1 route. Okay, Gesicki running his flag route, okay, is exactly what you want against an off coverage man. Okay, he's running the flag. He's got all this room up over the top to run away from him, and Fisk could just drop back and lay it up over the top. We touched base on this one on Monday, okay, and saw the touchdown that they got. All right, so I'm going to fast forward. Okay, again, not worried about the rub over here because now he's running a route to win. Okay, he knows he's the primary guy now, so he could run this route to win, not worry about, okay, helping to create a rub with the outside guy here. Okay. Again, Fitz, nice job, drops back, lays it up over the top, gives him a chance to just jump up and get it. But I'm going to show you just that same blitz from here, and the Jets actually messed this blitz up. Okay, and they could have gotten a lot of pressure on Fitz, okay, which could have, you know, caused havoc on this play. Okay, watch number 20. He's your green dog blitzer. Okay, so he's coming, he's blitzing over the top of where this running back is. Again, if Laird comes down through the line, he's going to pick him up. If he goes to the outside, this outside backer is going to peel, and he should just come right off the edge of the defenders over here. Okay, and you're going to see right here. Okay, if he keeps coming and allows this guy to get him, they end up getting two guys on a running back going out into the flat. I mean, look at the lane for May to come in right off the edge here. All right, there's 5 offensive linemen, 5 guys covered, and cover 0. That's what happens. Okay, there's an extra guy coming that you can't account for. Okay, and that's when quarterback's got to get it out of his hands quickly. Okay, now here, because he peels off, it allows Fitzy a little bit extra time to sit back in the pocket, set his feet, and deliver a throw with a nice little pocket around him, no pressure in his face. Okay, if 20 ended up still coming, okay, he'd have his helmet right in his chest right now. This would be a much more difficult throw to make. It still would have been open. I believe Fitzy still would have laid the ball up just like that, but it would have been a tougher throw to make with pressure in his face there.
That's a fortunate misread and just wrong split-second decision that just benefited everybody involved and just saved Fitz, like you said, a helmet in the chest.
Exactly, and that's what you see sometimes with 0-11 teams out there. You see a lot of missed assignments and mistakes. That could cost a touchdown, like it did over here.
That was a fantastic way to get the Jets record in, Jay. So I'm very pleased about that one.
Okay, 3rd and 8. There we go. All right, we're gonna move forward here. I believe it's second quarter, 6:15. Okay, this was a holding play on this one. Oh, that's the Jets. Sorry. I'm looking forward here.
That's another 0-11 reference right there. Got a lot of those holding plays.
There you go. Okay, here we go. We're moving forward. 3rd and 6 now. Okay, in positive territory, getting close to the red zone. Again, you see pressure across the board. Okay, same thing. They're going to trip set over here. They're going to go back. These safeties over here are going to run back into their cover 2 over the top. Okay, now this is where I want to see the receivers, knowing when it's man-to-man, get a little bit more sense of urgency in their route running. Okay, and one of the things that you're going to see here is, okay, you got a little scissor route over the top, okay, a post, a flag from the inside guys, okay, and then a little pivot or whip route from the outside receiver. Now, versus zone coverage, okay, this guy's taught to come up, hit a spot, okay, right in here, and either sit in zone or peel out to the outside. But when he's in man-to-man, okay, he's got to understand, okay, that there's no zone to go into. So he doesn't have to go to hit his spot here, okay, over the number 2 receiver, okay. He's just got to win against his man. Now, he's got plenty of room here, okay, and he could be the primary receiver right now. And if I'm Fitzy, I'm thinking about him, okay, because when you got that safety over the top, the scissor route becomes tough to get to, okay, because you got underneath coverage on the receivers on vertical routes, and you got a safety sitting over the top ready to jump, whether the ball goes to the post or goes to the flag. Okay, so now I'd be looking for those underneath crossing routes like we talked about in cover 2, 2-man. Okay, this guy becomes, okay, your primary guy here. Now, what I'd like to see when he runs his route is a little sense of urgency to get in and come right back out right now. Okay, as soon as you hit the numbers, peel right back out, get away from him. You got all this room to the sideline to run away from the receiver, okay, and Fitzy could get the ball out of his hands on you, all right, before the rush gets to him, okay. Now the receiver ends up going all the way in, all right, almost into the hash mark, stops, and by now, okay, it's a little bit late for Fitzy to find him. Okay, and then you know, Fitz being a smart guy, he also knows one of the other, you know, ways to attack a two-man defense is that quarterback run. And if you could find the lane, there is a lot of room up there for quarterback to run the ball. Again, you're going to see that same blitz come back. Okay, watch number 46. I start on the opposite side and peel around, okay, to green dog on Laird. Laird releases to the outside. This outside defender is going to pick him up, okay, which makes it a little bit tougher in the blocking scheme, okay, to get all that to close up to close up all those gaps, okay. Fitzy sees it. He doesn't like you know, his receivers. He knows his two-man, that if he could get that lane in here and get through the middle, okay, there's lots of daylight for him to run. He just doesn't have the explosiveness in his 38-year-old body anymore to get through there and convert that into a first down.
You made a great point about, you know, what I think Grant on that route, who could have just, you know, done a better job of coming back out and giving Fitz that opportunity. But in credit to Fitzpatrick, you know, Jason Sanders could hit it from that 61 yards. But if he takes a sack there, you may not go for that, you know, risky 58-yarder or whatever the math would have worked out to be. So it wasn't a sack, I believe. I thought it was just a tackle because he ran, you know, got back to the line of scrimmage or whatnot.
Yes.
But very
Correct.
heady play by a veteran quarterback just to make it a net zero.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, the two-man, you want to hit your guys quickly, get in their hands to run away from the underneath man coverage, or, you know, like I said, for a quarterback, you know, especially for you know, mobile quarterbacks, you know, two-man is a tough defense to play against a guy like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, you know, guys with the speed to really make, you know, those huge plays out of it. You don't see a whole lot of teams doing that. And if they do, they're making sure that they have an extra spy on the quarterback. Okay, but, you know, most quarterbacks do know that, you know, when teams are in man, and if they could find that lane to escape the pocket, there's lots of daylight to make plays with your legs against that type of defense.
Was that a more exciting aspect of back in your playing days? You saw a 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium, the opportunity to kind of run up the middle. Was that always an enjoyable split second for you on the field there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love getting you know, into the action, putting my head down, you know, diving for those first down, like Fitz did on you know, the option route that they ran late in the game.
Yep.
You know, you saw more joy in his face from that play than you know, any completion that he had throughout the game.
Speaking of joy in the face after a nice QB run and dive, something reminds me of that Sports Illustrated cover over there with the smiley quarterback after a nice run.
No doubt about it, especially when it's for the game-winning touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that brings even more joy.
One of the best ones out there. One of the best games I can remember as a Dolphin fan. But anyway, back to the film. Gotta love a little nostalgia, Jay.
Oh, yes. All right, so here we go. We're going to go back to 3rd down. This is 3rd and long situation, okay? Again, they come back two-man again, okay? It's you know, an indicator. It's something that they're, you know, showing a lot of. So now Chan's starting to know, you know, anytime they're getting into these 3rd downs, okay, especially 3rd down and long, expect this coverage. Expect this this two-man coverage. What we have here, all right, we have trips over here, okay. Now we have the running back to the trip side. Again, they bring the blitz over, you know, to that way, and I'll show it from the end zone camera. But this is a route again. Here you have two good horizontal crossing routes that you could hit, okay? And once again, okay, love to see this inside receiver. I think it's Gesicki again, give a little bit of an outside release to try and rub off of here. And this receiver right here, it helps set them up a little bit. And it's a two-way street, okay? It takes two guys to work this rub route to get that extra move, okay? That's a little too much hesitation right now. A little too much. I think if he just pushed him up and comes right off of his backside, okay, he'd help create a little bit more of a rub, okay? Defender still, you know, has to come underneath, but, okay, when he has to avoid another man to get into that trailing position, it makes it a lot harder, and you can create a little bit, an extra yard, extra 2 yards of separation right here on a route. Now, this is a 10-yard throw, all right? Most quarterbacks in the NFL, you can put it right on his hands in stride, get it to him, and again, like we showed before, look at all the running room that you have if you get it in this guy's hands like an extended handoff, okay? Again, Gesicki does a great job here with his route, okay? But it's, again, every man for himself routes. You know, he's running his route. He does a nice job pushing up, giving a little bit of outside move, okay? Gets this defender to jump, and he comes back to the inside. And he has a nice separation right here to make the throw, okay? But we're going to see the pressure that comes in the face of Fitzy on the end zone camera that disrupts his throw, forces it to become a little bit behind Gesicki. Again, this could have been a big play. Get it in his hands right there, okay? If it's out in front of him and he can make that catch, I think he has a chance to run away. He's got 5 more yards to get to the first down marker, okay? Whether he just, you know, catches it in stride and runs away from the defender, or is able to just, you know, break a tackle or drag him to the first down, I think you got a pretty good shot at that happening here.
I agree there. And, you know, if these misses should, if they're going to happen, let them happen against, you know, a team like the Jets where you can figure out these little nuances.
Yeah, and again, when you watch the protection here, okay, you're going to see this is a really tough throw for Fitzy. He's got pressure in his face, a collapsing pocket, and I think he gets hit right as he's throwing, which always makes it tough to make an accurate throw. Again, you're going to see the same thing here, okay? This linebacker scraping around the edge, okay, to put pressure, green dogging off of the running back, and this guy on the end will pick him up if he comes to the outside. Okay, here it is. Now this time, okay, Laird comes to the inside, he stays on his rush. Okay, so now you got 5 rushers coming in, okay, and you know, with 5 rushers rather than 4 rushers, okay, it helps to get that extra push in the pocket, okay, and you can see how the pocket really collapses around them. You know, Jackson doesn't hold stout on the left edge and allows the defensive end to come over the top, disrupt that throw. Okay, again, you know, you'd love to see him make this throw, but this is not an easy. This is not easy right here, and he does a great job of getting it out on time, not taking the sack, giving his guy a chance to make a play down the field.
It's kind of one of those.
Just got a little bit behind him.
Like a team incompletion, so to speak. You know, offensive line didn't hold up. Could have been a couple of better things all around, but, you know, I guess could have been worse.
All right, third quarter here, 3rd and 10. Again, long yardage situation. Okay, what have they been playing long yardage situation?
Man.
2-man. Okay, 2 safeties over the top, man underneath coverage. Okay, again, we're in that. We got the same blitz coming. Okay, this is a tendency now. Okay, you're seeing it every single time. Okay, and again, okay, here we got routes with every man for himself. Okay, let's see exactly what they run. Okay, again, it's that scissors route over here with the underneath crosser. Okay. Again, with this safety sitting over the top, this makes this a very difficult throw, you know, to make over here on the sideline. Okay, Fitzy's got to come down and look for this crosser right now. Okay, to put it on him, allow him to make a play. Okay, and again, we're going to see that same blitz. This time, the offensive line doesn't do as good a job of picking up the stunt. Okay, and we're going to go forward and stop it right here. Okay, so now Laird over here on the left side, instead of releasing right now, okay, he kind of hesitates a little bit, okay, which keeps this guy on his rush a little bit more and holds Jackson on the outside. Okay. Now watch what happens. Okay, Jackson is still over here. All right, this defender, this defensive end is playing man-to-man on Laird. Now, something they've shown a few times. Okay, so you got Jackson over here, all right, who's looking to block him, but he's not rushing. Okay, and what you'll see later on, okay, is they're going to do the same thing, and the running back releases quickly. Jackson's able, the tackle is able to come back and grab this guy on the stunt, the linebacker green dog, and coming around the edge. Okay, here we're just going to go back just a little bit. Okay, you're going to see him come out. Okay, now what they could be doing right here, and I talked about it earlier. Okay, is making sure they just slide their whole line over here to pick these guys up. Okay, he's coming to the inside. If they slide him down and keep Jackson on this guy here, okay, knowing that he's going to peel off on Laird, they'd have everything covered. Okay, now, if they don't show this blitz, if they do something different, you want to make sure that you're accounted for as well if they do rush him and come up with something different. But the tendency has shown this already. Okay, so this is a time where, as a quarterback, you're saying, this is time maybe I could change my my protection a little bit and force a full slide here, get him to release freely on the outside, and know that I have everything covered with the slide protection on that. Okay. Again, you see tackle works out. Okay, they run a nice scheme, and this defensive end does a good job of getting up into Flowers and then taking Karras out of the equation. So he's basically setting up for this linebacker coming around the edge. Okay, Flowers is a little bit late coming off, and Jackson's late coming back to the inside to squeeze that blitzer, and you get pressure in the face and a hit on the quarterback again.
Credit to Davis for falling on that fumble, but the offensive line is materializing, coming together. But that was
hey, look, they're doing a nice job, and you're going to see it later on how they end up picking that same that same blitz up and doing a real nice job with it, peeling the tackle back to the inside and squeezing it off. I think this is the play right here, actually. Okay, now this is 3rd and 8, and they come off of their 2-man. Okay, but there's still a man-to-man underneath. Okay, this time they just got a single safety. And they're looking to just put pressure on the quarterback. They're bringing 5 no matter what. Okay, but they're still peeling on the edge. But you're going to see here when we get into the end zone film how much better job they do squeezing this pressure down on the inside here. Okay. Again, man-to-man defense. He's looking for Parker, right now, and comes off him and throws a nice route to Grant on the sideline.
You saw it right there. He looked at Parker, he checked off, and quick enough to get it to to get it to Grant.
Yep. So again, he's going to look to the left side. He's got one-on-one with Parker. He's looking to the left side. Sees that he's getting a little bit caught up in his route, makes a quick decision, comes back out. Now watch what happens over here. Okay, Laird's a little bit quicker getting on edge. Now this is the same exact look as before, okay, where they came to the inside. This backer peeled around and came in right through this lane, okay, to put a hit on Fitz. Okay, and watch what Jackson does now. Doing a much better job of squeezing back down and closing that gap up. It allows Fitzy to just give himself a little bit of room, okay, and deliver a strike on the outside. All right, great job all around. They saw it. They got hit with the blitz, and it got to them the last time on 3rd down. They made the corrections on the sidelines, made sure that Jackson's a little bit quicker coming back to the inside and peeling back and closing that gap off for him. Watch here. He sets up. He sees it. He doesn't rush and squeezes right back down right away. Okay, great job by a rookie offensive lineman making the adjustments on the sidelines. Okay, understanding the scheme, seeing it happen. Okay, and coming back the next play. And that's what that's what you love to see. Good coaching staff, good corrections on the sidelines, and good implementation and execution by the players out on the field. It results in a first down on 3rd and 8. Continue the drive. Okay. Unfortunately, they had to fumble a couple plays later. But, again, excellent adjustment and excellent play by the offensive line and by Fitzy finding his open man.
Oh, absolutely. And you just got to love that, the ability within minutes to get on the sideline. Coach Steve Marshall probably goes to, the Microsoft computer board or whatever, shows the difference. And it looked like Austin Jackson was very kind of staying home, the wingspan fully extended, and just, all right, let me slough back a little bit, and created the A-plus grade on that play.
Yep. Well, again, that's definitely something I'm sure they saw on the film and, saw on the pictures. Talked about on the sidelines and made sure Jackson knew, set up and see the body language of that defensive end. If he's kind of freezing on the outside, quickly come right back in and close up that gap on the inside to help Flowers, come off of that, that stunting game that the Jets were doing, that they were successful in doing the previous 3rd down.
Austin Jackson, 3rd youngest player in the NFL. Kudos to him.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, and now we were going to come back. Okay, what have we seen in 3rd down just about every single time? Man-to-man coverage. Okay, now Chan comes back, and now he's running a good route combination for man-to-man. Okay, so they've seen it. They've seen the tendency, and they're doing a nice job here. 3rd and 3 is not a long yardage situation. You don't expect they'll be in that 2-man. With the safeties over the top for this. They might, bring an extra guy into the box to protect against the run on a shorter yardage situation, okay? But they're still playing man-to-man, okay? So we end up coming in a bunch set, okay? You're going to see a nice combination here of crisscross routes, crisscross releases to create that situation. Now, we talked about it last week as well, okay? When we're in that bunch set, okay, this is that same coverage that Denver showed. Yep, when they're pressing the point and they're inside out with their receivers, with the D-backs over the top. Okay, so this guy is going to take the first guy that comes to the outside. This guy is going to take the first guy that comes to the inside. Okay, what they end up doing. Okay, Grant runs a little fade route over the top. Outside receiver is going to come underneath him. He's going to pull this inside guy out of there, and it's going to allow Parker, okay, to press this outside guy, push him to the outside, and come back to the inside, okay, inside breaking route versus an outside leverage defender. You got a nice hole to throw into, so it's a good route combination, understanding and knowing, okay, what kind of defense that you're going to have. Good call by Gailey coming up. Good execution out on the field. And you'll see right here, okay, this is a play right here. You could, you could say in a situation where you're not looking to just convert a first down, okay, you might want to give this a shot here. All right, speedster against press coverage with lots of room outside the numbers, safety back in the middle of the field, okay. You might want to give him a shot, just throw the ball out to the outside, let him run to it, okay. But this isn't, this isn't a specialty of Grant, run and go routes on the outside, and dropping the ball to him. They haven't had that much success, okay. But what do you have? You have your top receiver running a route that you like against the outside leverage coverage, okay, running a little a slant route, okay. This guy does a nice job of grabbing these two inside defenders, opening up that hole. Fitzy sees it. Great job. Delivers the ball. First down.
Now you make a great point there. He took what he can get to get the first down. 2nd and short, yeah, take a shot. I wouldn't mind that.
Absolutely. Can't fault him. Like I said, Fitz is a guy, especially in 3rd down situations, man-to-man, he's going to one of two guys, most likely. He's going to Parker or he's going to Gesicki.
No issues there.
Yep. And where are we? Just showed this one. Okay, last play that I got for you here, okay, is last third down. Last third and long is the end of the third quarter over here. And this is another scheme, okay? When we talk about the game adjustments that are made. Chan Gailey, like we said, last play, nice job knowing it's man-to-man, coming up with a man-beater route, getting the first down. Okay, here, all right, two-man situation, okay, same exact blitz that they've been doing every single time, peeling this linebacker from the opposite side over the top of the nose, okay, and slanting their line back the other way to protect, okay. That two-man on the outside, which opens up that running lane through the middle of the field. I talked about it before as a quarterback, okay, when you see that two-man and you have a room to escape the pocket and room out in front of you, okay, there's wide open lane there to run through, okay. What they end up doing here, and the Jets they ran two-man, but they kind of disguised it a little bit, okay, but they still came back to the same thing that they've done before. Okay, now what they do is this guy ends up running back to the safety, okay, and these two defenders are playing in their trail technique on these two out here. Okay, so if you go back, you actually got this guy who looks like he's covering number 2 receiver over here. He's going to peel out and play underneath this outside receiver. Next guy here is going to peel out and play underneath this receiver. And then the next guy on the inside is going to be man-to-man on the tight end in here. You're going to see the same exact blitz coming through. And again, same thing on the top side. Two-man underneath coverage from the press guy and a little help over the top with the safety. Okay, you see them start to try and come out, okay, and watch from the end zone camera. Okay, now this ended up being a fumble, but the scheme of the play gave them an opportunity on 3rd and 15, okay, to get Laird right at the sticks when he did fumble. I think if he holds on to the ball here, he should have a first down. Okay, but again, great coaching, play call right here, great execution. And I'm going to go back just a little bit. Okay, again, what you're going to see here, these linemen are stunting over to their right, to the offensive left. You got linebacker peeling over the top. Okay, and you got these guys in coverage with their back to the box. Okay, not seeing what's happening. Okay, they do an excellent job of sealing. Okay, this nose guard from getting all the way out here. Okay, they seal this defensive end. Okay, and all Laird has to do is beat this rusher coming out. Now, again, we talked about it. Okay, if he comes to him, all right, he's got him in coverage. Okay, if he goes away from him, goes to the inside, he's rushing the passer. Okay, so on 3rd and long, he's taking an angle to get to where Fitz would be in a drop back, 7-8 yards deep into the pocket. Okay, and because of that, even though he's free coming in on the blitz, he's not able to squeeze down and make this play. Okay, you see he's kind of in a quandary right here. He's looking for Fitz either coming out on the bootleg or setting up in the pocket. Okay, so his angle of attack is all the way up. Okay, Laird beats him downhill, and now you got a great seal right here on the nose guard, and these two guys are swinging around on the blitz, coming away from where you're running the ball. You got an extra defender running down the field ahead. Okay, it's almost like an inside screen play. Okay, right. But with just a handoff, with a lot of room to run through the middle of the field. Okay. They end up getting a great scheme. Look at all the room in there. Okay, they have to get to the 44-yard line, I believe, and he gets right there. Unfortunately, his ball control and ball protection is not good, and that's why I think you saw Washington come in after this and play probably the rest of the game at running back.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there. Snap count-wise, Washington, I think, had nearly half of them. Laird was really back in just kind of that protective role. I think that was his only carry, Laird. And it's a shame because if he holds onto the ball, and this isn't a disrespect to Laird, you probably punt the ball away and it just becomes a decent third and long play just to continue clock, punt, field position. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, at worst, you punt the ball away. At best, he runs over,
Right.
the first tackler or breaks, the first tackle and dives over for the first down, and you're extending, with a 10-point lead, you're going into the fourth quarter in positive territory, with the ball in your hand.
Exactly right.
Okay, so that's our breakdown. Third down. Again, I think excellent job by the coaching staff of getting the corrections, getting communication on the sideline of what's going on, coming up with some plays to scheme themselves late in the game. And that's been one of the criticisms that has been on Chan is in the past is his lack of ability to make the game time adjustments. He's great at scheming a game plan going into a game, but one of the criticisms on him has been in the past that the game time adjustments aren't up to par. But what I saw here was a great job of making those game adjustments, coming to the plays that that gave him a good chance to succeed, and you could see why they had good success on third down conversions in this game.
I really like hearing that. That's a very encouraging thing, especially, look, if you're going to have some sloppy components to a win, let it be now. Get back to the tape room because they have a very winnable game against the Bengals. And look, to get to 8-4, things could be a heck of a lot worse in really your overall look at the Dolphins. I have one devil's advocate question for you, Jay.
Yep.
Earlier in the year, probably around the training camp time, Chan Gailey and the route tree. A lot of receivers said that they had a lot of freedom to run their own routes. Have you been seeing the receivers making good on that ability overall?
Yeah, look, I think that ability to run their routes a certain way, comes back to what I talked about earlier of, not necessarily running your routes to help the scheme, to maybe help some of your other receivers get into their routes and running those combinations where you could rub off of each other. And especially now, as you're seeing a lot more man-to-man coverage and a lot more press man-to-man coverage, that's when your crossing routes and your cross releases and rubs, really could come into play is versus that press man coverage. So I'd like to see them get a little bit better of, working in tandem on their releases, having the quick underneath guy, set his defender up a little bit better, and then having the rub guy take a better angle, okay, to force that defender for his teammate to adjust his attack angle, whether you force him over the top of you or force him to come all the way underneath or through you. That's where you create that separation that the Dolphins just haven't been able to get a whole lot of, especially in the man situations. And again, it's why you're seeing a lot of teams that are playing a ton of man defense against them.
It's going to be really interesting to see now on Sunday them helping each other, trying to hopefully create more of that separation. But again, you look at that potential 8-4 record. Just you look at it 7-4 now, and you just have to be happy with the current state of the team and the development. Can't be content and complacent, but versus where they were last year and what the pundits thought that they would be at this point this year, you got to be very thrilled. So, Jay, going on into this weekend, is there any last words or last thoughts heading on into the Bengals?
No, again, it'll be curious to see what the status is of Tua coming back off the hand injury. Little information coming out, and as expected, You're only going to get the information that they're required to give, and no more. I think they're going to keep the Bengals questioning who's going to come in and be the starter, right up until possibly game day with that decision. So curious to see what happens there, and if Tua comes back, how effective he is coming back off of, number one, getting pulled the previous game, and then having to sit out the injury, and hopefully he's picked up a few things. He's learned a little bit in watching Fitzy back in action, and he's ready to go full speed to attack the Bengals defense.
Nothing like a little drama on the side of your Miami Dolphins football. And, listen, who knows who will be breaking down on Monday, on the Monday morning quarterback, because we will probably go till Sunday morning, not knowing who's playing that signal caller position. But, Jay, I want to thank you very much, as always, for Jason Sarney and Jay Fiedler. To all you PhinManiacs out there, we will see you next time. Enjoy the week, everyone.